the RX100 Mark II. Now, as far as point and shoot cameras, this is probably the best camera you can get right now. It's a little pricey. The RX100 Mark I is still available for sale. It's about $599. The Mark II is now $750. The benefits you get over the RX100 Mark I is that now on the Mark II they have a flip out screen, and if you guys can see that flip out screen, and this helps a lot, especially when you want to record at high angles up in the, if you want to hold it above people, or low angles if you just want to record a kind of incognito style, just so that nobody kind of knows that you're recording, or just a more comfortable position to hold the camera right here. It's just a lot better to hold it for longer periods of time. So the flip out screen, I'm gonna say, is a definite plus. I do fear with these flip out screens, especially like this, that it might break maybe if you're like using it and someone hits you or something like that. I mean, you just gotta be really careful with it. I haven't had any issues. It does feel very sturdy. It just locks back into place, kind of like if it were to have magnets, but I don't believe it does. But it feels very sturdy, nice build quality. I guess as good as build quality you can get with such a small screen and a small camera. So other than that, you also get the hot shoe on the Mark II, whereas you don't have that on the RX100 Mark I. So that's a nice plus if you ever do want to get into some higher end flash photography, strobe photography, stuff like that. Now, this camera, I will say it does get very close to DSLR-like quality video, or the high-end compact system cameras. So that's why it's so pricey, because of the 1-inch sensor it has. It's just very high quality. Other things that you get are Wi-Fi, which the RX100 Mark I doesn't have. Now, Wi-Fi, as far as the remote shooting, I haven't really used it yet. I haven't really found a need to use it. Remote shooting, still, it's laggy. It doesn't work that great, so that's kind of why I really haven't been able to use it. I mean, it's not bad, but you have to be close to the camera to really use it. So it kind of defeats the purpose of the Wi-Fi, because maybe you want to get further away than like a cable will let you. The one thing I do like about the Wi-Fi though is that you can transfer the pictures to your phone or whatever and upload them, so you can Instagram really easily with this camera, and you'll have high quality Instagram pictures, so that's great. The zoom on the camera, it's not a lot. It's a 3.6x zoom, which to me I don't really care about because I don't use zoom too much. But I actually did go to a concert over the weekend. It's Bass Lights here in Miami, and it was a 2-night concert, 2-night event. This is all I brought. I have the video up on YouTube. I'll post links to it. I have also raw footage with the audio quality from this camera, which is pretty good actually for having little mics and for loud music. You know, it was definitely distorted music and a little bit hollow, but you know, I was able to EQ it a tiny bit, and so it is EQ'd what you're gonna hear on my YouTube page. But you know, it's all right. It's not bad. So those are really the main benefits. Sensor image quality is pretty much the same as the RX100 Mark I, and other than that, I mean, they're pretty much the same cameras. So I mean, if you do want the Wi-Fi, the hot shoe, the flip out screen, then get the Mark II. If you don't really need that, you just want the image quality in your pocket, then get the Mark I for a better deal. Now I'm going to talk about the ergonomics of it. The build quality is great. It's solid. For a point and shoot, it feels like all pretty much a metal or some type of aluminum. Not too much plastic. I mean, obviously this little knob here is plastic. But it feels alright. I mean, I'm not really used to point and shoots. I have more like compact system cameras, DSLRs, things like that. But this is, I mean, one of my first cameras was a point and shoot, but I really didn't use it too much. So this is how I like to hold the camera, you know. put your wrist through the wrist strap thingy, and then your finger through there because it leaves a little leeway, just so you can get a little better grip on it. And this is how I would hold it. It just it makes it a little easier to grip, and you know, you can kind of you can zoom in and out easily with one hand, pretty much operate the whole camera with one hand. So that's nice if you're running around or you have something else in your hand, maybe you're drinking a little beer or something, who knows. But it allows you to do that because it is very lightweight. It's a little heavy for a point and shoot, but it's still lightweight. I mean, compared to other cameras, it's not a problem. And you can do two-handed things with it. You know, you can do two hands. It does have a flash, which I've never really used. I don't use flash really that much unless it's like off-camera stuff. I do try to get creative sometimes with the on-camera flash, which you can. I'm just not a fan of flash as much. But now, the picture quality is great. I'll throw some pictures up there of the nice blurry backgrounds you can get with it. As I talk about this, it'll just maybe pop up in front of my face or something like that. But yeah, you can really get some really nice stuff with it, which people might think that it is a DSLR that's taking the pictures that they're seeing. So I don't know. I guess see for yourself as I pop these pictures up there. Here's a few pictures from the event on the 18th and 19th base lights. Just some street photography, some other stuff that I've done. And yeah, I mean, I like it. I like it because it's an incognito camera. It's so stealthy. Like when I was walking into the concert, they searched everybody's pockets, and on the list of things you couldn't bring into the concert, they said no professional cameras or video recording equipment. Well, this right here, my friends, is as close as you're gonna get to professional in such a small package, and it records video. So I was able to get in the concert and record all that video that from the links I posted. You know, and it's really good quality. Like, you can do a lot with this little thing, and just those videos are a testament to that. So that's the one thing. It's a stealth camera. It's a sleeper. This is a sleeper. People just think you got a point and shoot. You're some tourist. You're just some aficionado, whatever. I mean, I'm not really a professional by any means, but I like to get professional quality stuff. Especially for you guys, YouTube and everything, you know, I want to put up some quality stuff for you. So, yeah, I guess that's really the biggest benefit of this, is the quality in such a small package, and how it can be a stealth camera. Now, the video quality is actually great. I mean, some of the better stuff I've worked with, it's not top of the line stuff, but like I said, for such a small package, what more can you ask for? I mean, there's really not much out there that can compete. I know Panasonic's coming out with some smaller interchangeable lens cameras that are about this size, but still the lens on this, I mean, if you can get a lens this size on those interchangeable lens cameras, then maybe we're talking, but this is a small lens. And I really like the zoom on it with this thing. I was never a big fan of it, the little knob here to zoom, but I really grew fond of it, especially at the concert. As you'll see in some of the shots, I'm zooming in and out. It really is a treat. On video mode, it has a digital zoom, which gives you, like, I think another like 3 or 4x zoom or something like that. It goes up to 3.6, and then beyond that, like doubles that, which zoomed in digitally, it still looks pretty good. It doesn't look that pixelated. It looks smooth, you know. I mean, the pixels are there, but it looks smooth, and it's fine for 1080p. I mean, that's really all you would need. It would be nice if this shot like 2K, and then you could have that digital zoom for 1080p, but I mean, that it's still great. The lens is beautiful, 1.8 aperture. I mean, battery life, let's talk about battery life a little bit. It's not the greatest, but for such small batteries, it's fine. I get about maybe 300 shots off of battery, depending on how much I use it. I really don't review my pictures at all. I just take the picture and keep going, or, you know, I don't like use the camera I just take pictures with it. I don't fiddle with the menus too much, or, I mean, the settings, yes, because I shoot on manual, but for the most part, when I have the camera on, I'm shooting something or recording with it. Otherwise, I turn it off just because the lens doesn't have a lens cap, and I can't really replace the lens on here, and I don't want to get it dirty, so I need these little flaps closed. But yeah, I mean it's all right. I had 3 batteries with me. I exhausted about 2.5 batteries, but I did fill up a 32 gig card and like almost a 64 gig card. So there's a lot of shooting there. So buy extra batteries for sure. At least 1 extra battery. I buy an extra battery with all my cameras. This might need 2, depending on what you're gonna use it for, how long your trip is gonna be. The other thing is charging. Using the USB, the charger they provide, which Sony is doing lately and I'm not a big fan of, just give me an out of camera battery charger, because charging the cameras in these batteries suck. You can't use your camera while you're charging the battery. So not really a big fan of that. And then one other thing, all right, let's see. Yeah, I pretty much went over everything. Oh, the last thing I want to talk about, in video mode, you can only go up to 3200 ISO, which kind of sucks. I'd like to at least do 6400. It's there for pictures, not for video. Might be a firmware issue, not sure why they did that, but Sony, please give us your beautiful 6400, because the 6400 on this camera looks great. I didn't really use 12,800. I don't think we need to go there yet. I think if you know how to get your settings and you got a 1.8 lens, maybe you're gonna have to shoot wide because it's 1.8 at the widest angle. But shoot wide, get a good picture, maybe crop later, who knows. Not a big fan of cropping, but you know, I guess the ISO 12,800, I don't think we're gonna need it. I'm not saying we're never gonna need it, but I don't need it yet. So that pretty much concludes the review. Check out those videos. I'll post them up again at the end of the video in the link, I'll post the links in the description below. And that pretty much rounds up the review of the RX100M2. Good job, Sony. Great point and shoot camera. Probably the best on the market. I guess we'll see what the competitors have to do to respond to this bad boy. But yeah, if you want a stealth camera, there's nothing better than the RX100M2. Peace.